Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad and Supercoach Pro. Today we're doing a round 22 AFL Supercoach preview. We'll get stuck into the side and also a little bit of team news for those wanting to trade out Cripps. He's got his appeal again for the third time. Just give up, Carlton, seriously. But on to a more positive note, who do we actually trade him out for? I'm going to assume that he's not going to get off. He's already made 2 appeals and been unsuccessful. So look, the team lineups just factor in some sort of player choices as well. Depends how much money you have. Also depends what cover you have. Do you need a DPP player like a Brayshaw who's got a role change at the Demons playing more mid-time? Or do you need a forward or Max Gawn even via DPP? So going into the first game, nothing really to note here. Maybe the Hanbury, he helps steal scoring as a VC option. Not sure if Brisbane will really have a run-through role. They don't really tag as far as I know. But yeah, nothing too relevant there. Same with the Adelaide lineup. Maybe Dodo takes some kickouts off. Who am I thinking of in my side? Dawson. But I don't think that will really matter. Probably means he gets more intercept marks with Dodo sort of maybe playing a bit more key back, obviously, there. Nothing to know in the midfield there. Cunnington back, that's awesome. Good news for him. So, obviously, wouldn't be bringing him in Supercoach in finals. But, yeah, for those ghost shippers that still have Horn Francis or using him as cover because you got no trades for Cripps, he's been omitted, so no good for you guys there. And for the West Coast Eagles, nothing to note. Same with Freo. Good they haven't bought Meekin to help Darcy, so that's a good sign there. And this is probably one of the big ones for some super coaches. Duncan's been rested, so gives me a little bit of nervous weight to know if Hawkins will get rested next week or even someone like Jeremy Cameron. So hopefully you got a spare trade if you have any Geelong players loaded up in your side. Nothing on the Gold Coast there, nothing here. Interesting to note, Carlton really haven't brought any midfielders in, so this makes an option for a trade out to be maybe potentially going Cripps to Walsh. So in that midfield, who do you got? You got Chera, Walsh, O'Brien. Cripps won't get off. There's no way. And Yoon. So, yeah, I'm really tempted to go Walsh because it's going to be him and Chera in the midfield there. It's going to be a tough matchup against Brisbane. I mean, they've got absolute gun midfielders, but at least it's at the G, and Walsh scored 111 against them last, I'm pretty sure this year or the last year. Bruce injured again, that's pretty typical. Toby Green injured. What does that mean for the Giants side? Does Kelly play a little bit forward role like he did last year? Or maybe Cogs gets affected. So, yeah, not sure how that will play out there. And for the Dogs side, Stephen Martin probably affects English's score, you'd think. It'd be weird if it actually helped him. I can't imagine it would. Maybe it'd have to mean that English rests forward, hopefully kicks a few goals on some of these backs in the Giants' backs. But the Giants have pretty good backmen there. With Taylor will probably take him. So, yeah, not really looking forward to that option. I might have to loophole a ruck position because Teagle's been dropped, which we'll see right here. Good segue. So, yeah, it's annoying if you're using Teagle's cover in your forward line particularly. And, yeah, Parrish is an option that we could bring in, but just the likes of Shield coming in and Clydewell coming in doesn't give me great hope in playing. I know he'll play a lot of centre bounces, but does he get pushed forward to, a little bit of a half-forward flank sort of role? Where's he been named? He's been named in the following, but that is still a pretty stacked midfield when you've got the likes of Martin who plays wing though, Shield there. Then you've got Hobbs that will play some centre bounce attendance, you'd think. Merits that go to there. So there is a bit of midfield spots taken up there in the pie. And yeah, so it's an interesting one. He's in 4% of size, so do you go him? Not really sure. I think I know who I'm going to go with. We'll get through that shortly. Nothing really here. I mean, he's a rookie that you might have cover if you've got no trades. Does this affect Maurice Rioli? Has he been named on the bench? He's been named on the bench. So as a Tigers fan, I think we'll probably include Edwards, Graham, Gibcus, and Ross. I think Morris gets dropped. I think we even play Miller. So it's really the only players I can't see playing is probably Morris, Soldo, and Mansell. So if you're using him as cover, he could be a sub, which is probably the sub you'd pick in that side. As for Hawthorn, already glossed over them. Nothing really to note over the Sydney and Collingwood side. I've heard there's a bit of a flu or something going on there. So I've heard Carmichael was one Supercoach relevant player that might not play. So I'm not sure what the go is there. We'll find out 5 o'clock on Friday, which is obviously tomorrow. As for my side, got no real cover down back, which is really annoying. I'm just hoping no one gets injured in the back line, because if they do, I'm kind of stuffed. So do I bring in a DPP? I'm probably not going to be honest. The midfield's fine. We've got Owens' as cover there. Cameron could be a loop this week. I don't really want to loop him with my forwards. Probably want to loop him with my rucks. Now, for the Cripps conundrum, just straight up, if you're swapping Cripps and you've got unlimited money, you're probably going for the highest average, which is Rory Laird at 7.11 there. He plays North Melbourne this week, and he's the go-to. And if you don't got him, you're obviously probably going for Clayton, now that Carlton have a decimated midfield. Followed by, I probably don't like Took because he has Geelong this week. Bonds, not really sure if I like that pick. But for the price range, if you don't got a lot of money, it's really out of Parrish, Walsh, and Brayshaw for me. I'm not sure what you guys have money-wise. You have a look at it, though. Brayshaw has West Coast. You expect him to go big. I'm not really sure if West Coast tag. He's going 96, 121, and 102. It's more his 5-round average that really concerns me. I'll get rid of myself. So, look, he's got a 132, 96, 79, 138, 93. So his 3-rounder and 5-rounder is only 103 and 107. So I'm not taking that because I think he gets tagged against the Giants against Ash or whatever his name is, like Ash or something like that. Parrish, do you trust the guy that's missed a month of footy, just come back last week? So he missed rounds 17, 18, 19 and 20. He's probably got the highest ceiling out of these price points. Don't know if Port will really send anyone to him. Maybe William Drew if he's still in that lineup. But he will dominate against the Tigers if fit. I'm just more worried about his durability with that calf corky, and because Essendon won't be playing finals, so they arrest him in the last round. That's my concern. For me, I think if Cripps doesn't get off tonight, it has to be really Walsh. Like you just saw their lineup; they haven't named anyone in that midfield. 111 against them, against Melbourne last time. That was last year. And then Collingwood he's got a really good history with. And Collingwood are number one team for giving up midfield points to opposition, obviously, for Supercoach-wise. So I think I'm going to go Walsh. He's in 14% of size, so there's not much of a pod. I just don't like the risk in Parrish and have to field Taranto next week. Taranto's going to come back after his concussion, so kind of glad I didn't trade him, or else I wouldn't be able to trade him. I wouldn't be able to trade, what am I saying? Cripps. So that's the side. Now for looping, kind of weird. I don't know whether I trust English's scoring with Martin back in the side. Do I give Cameron a crack at it, or do I go the other way with Nick Nat? I think because Darcy's hit-outs got sharked, I probably want Darcy being side ruck and loopholing English's score, and then if he scores well, I'll put Teakle there rather than field Cameron. And I find that out pretty quickly too. And then it means I can't loophole this game though, the Hamilton scenario. So it just kind of gives me cover, though, if an injury does happen. They've got Cameron covering that as well anyway. So something I will probably do. Now, VC and C for me this week, pretty obvious. VC and Laird. And we're just going to captain Oliver into Carlton. I didn't expect him to go big last week, and if you did, you're pretty crazy with that broken thumb. But obviously, he's proven he can score. I don't like Neil against Saints for a big VC score. I don't trust McRae. Dunkley would be a sneaky option. Parker and Mills would be a sneaky option against Collingwood because they do leak points in the midfield, as discussed before. I don't trust Hawkins as a VC or a C option against Gold Coast. Miller, I don't like, even though they've dropped O'Connor from Geelong. I don't like that move. And Walsh, I don't really trust to go too massive against Melbourne. It's more next week. I might use him as a VC or C option. For a smoky, Dawson could be a VC option if you don't own Laird. And in the back line, I really like the Sis captaincy because I know we just bomb it to defenders all day, every day. We just don't lower our eyes from midfield enough. So yeah, that's the side going into the round. If you got any trades, put them down in the comments below. I am off for some noodle box. I've been craving. The missus just got home, so I'm going to smash that out. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a good week, and I'll catch you on the Sunday review, probably about 8-9 p.m, depending when Supercoach is released. Have a good night.